What's up, everybody? I am Andrew Wiebe, and this is MLS Now. Standing next to me, Matt Doyle from the West Coast, the armchair analyst, has graced us with his presence.
Yeah, and I haven't gone California casual. I have gone New York styling.
He has. I'm not wearing socks, so it still all counts. 23-man roster for the U.S. came out today. The Gold Cup squad that Jurgen Klinsmann will attempt to win a second straight tournament, and it's the usual suspects, Matt. You have the Clint Dempseys of the world, Michael Bradley, Josie Altidore. There were some surprises, though. 12 of 23 from MLS, but Matt Besler wasn't one of those.
Yeah, it was a little weird to see him left off this roster. I think Brian Dunseth made the point this past weekend that Besler is maybe playing the best soccer of his life. I don't know if it's necessarily at that level, but he's certainly playing his best soccer since the World Cup. So I was definitely surprised. Part of this, though, maybe Jurgen Klinsmann doing Sporting KC is solid. Their back line is threadbare, so maybe Besler gets left off for the group stage and then called in for the quarterfinals and beyond.
Yeah, remember, 6 players can be swapped after the group stage. They just have to be on that 35-man provisional roster, which Besler is. But the point here, it's all veterans, Matt. They're going for the Gold Cup. Klinsmann said it in the release. It was a statement, but he made his point clear. We want to win the Gold Cup. That's number one. We are turning the page as far as talent. The young guys, the Jordan Morrises, Bobby Woods of the world. But right now, it's about the guys that'll win this thing.
Yeah, it's the guys he trusts, and it's going to be built around Kyle Beckerman and Michael Bradley in that central midfield. I expect it to be a diamond midfield predominantly, which is what we saw against Germany a couple weeks back, and maybe the best game the U.S. has played under Jurgen Klinsmann. We know what those two guys give him. We know what Mitch Diskerud and Alejandro Doyle give him. Brad Davis, a bit of a surprise, but Brad Davis is a giver. That is Jurgen Klinsmann's word to describe veterans like that. So he has earned his way onto the roster in the eyes of the coach. It is a little disappointing, though. There are only 2 Olympic-eligible players on this team, in DeAndre Yedlin and John Brooks. I wish there were a couple more to look at.
Yeah, 17 of the 23 were in Brazil last summer, so you can see he really stuck with the old guard. I think the reason being, it's CONCACAF. You're not going to get the space that they got against the Netherlands and Germany. You want guys that have been in those battles before. Jordan Morris has not been in those battles. He did score a goal against Mexico. That's all well and good, but he won't be there for this one. Why is that, and does it matter?
Well, you talked about space and the battles in the 18. I think teams will want to sit back and be compressed against the U.S. and frankly, almost bunker. And I don't know if Jordan Morris is really built for that, but we've seen Josie Altidore, we've seen Clint Dempsey, we've seen Chris Wondolowski, certainly in the last Gold Cup, and Aaron Johansson. These are all guys who are good in the final third. That said, there is no speed in that forward grouping. Maybe Jossie Zardes plays up top, but he's listed as a midfielder, which is a little bit weird to me. So I do think Jordan Morris maybe will be missed. He can open the game up. It's not just about finding space, it's about creating it off the ball, and he does that.
And remember, like Besler, he technically could come into this team in the knockout stages. You never know what Jurgen Klinsmann will do. We do know the 23-man roster, however. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Did we get it right? Did Jurgen Klinsmann get it right? I know you have an opinion. And remember, the U.S. kicks off the Gold Cup against Honduras in Frisco, Texas on July 7th. All the coverage right here, MLSsoccer.com.